Would you pay someone $600 to cut your balls? Well, I did. And it was scary. It was scary as hell. Not because of the pain. Well, of course, the pain was part of it, but mostly because of the feelings around it. I mean, all men have issues and questions about that particular region of their bodies, right? The baby making region. And, like, will it work? Will I be efficient? Will affect my performance? And most importantly, will I still be a man? Will that make me less of a man? So all these things happen when you go through a vasectomy. It's not only like a little surgery that you go through, which is a delicate one, but also all these things that encompass uh, playing around with your nuts, right? Because at the end of the day, that's what it is. And in this situation, it boils down to actually you becoming a better man, like more of a man by taking that decision. If you father children and you question about your manhood when you're thinking about snipping, um, it's actually the other way around, right? So when it comes to being a man and being a father in this situation, is actually not making babies anymore. That's what it boils down to being the grown up, right? Because it's just, well, it all started when I almost had a third kid accidentally. And yeah, I made a lot of decisions. I bought a seven-seater. I was ready to get another kid, and it was not planned, so it was a bit scary. And fortunately or unfortunately, it didn't go through. But that made me think, man, it's my responsibility to change, not nobody else's. I mean, my wife, she had gone through enough, right, with the pregnancies and whoa, pregnancy and breastfeeding and man, she, most girls, they take um, pills so they won't get pregnant throughout their whole life. So there's a lot of hormones, and uh, that's enough for them to do something, right? So then it's up to, so just go ahead and take responsibility, right? So what's a little snip compared to what they went through? But of course, there's a lot that goes on uh, especially when it comes to the actual surgery or the actual procedure. Uh, in my case, I mean, was this little clinic. I talked to, it was a woman doctor. She was from Ukraine. I'll never forget her. And I remember I asked her, how many of those you do a day? And she did like around 15. I said, wow. I mean, well, good thing is that she's experienced, right? And but the scariest thing is that, I mean, 15 no nut sacks a day that you cut and you cauterize and you do all these things, and it's weird, man. If you're thinking, if you're in doubt or how you'll feel, it's more uncomfortable than it is painful. Um, of course, right? You can figure out why. Um, and uh, the ice pack was my best friend for a few days, but the scariest thing about going through a vasectomy is trying it for the first time. Because how can you rely 100% on that? Um, and in my case, I actually did a test, and it didn't go like, man, you have to wait a little longer. So I had to wait a few more weeks. So I did another spermogram to say, okay, yeah, so now you're shooting blanks. And I'm like, oh, really? The first time you try, your wife could be, was on that period that she could get pregnant. And then you're like, oh man, I don't know, should I pull it off? Should I put it out? I mean, should I trust in this thing? But at the end of the day, it worked, and it was, man, in my opinion, it was the best $600 I ever spent in my life. Seriously, I mean, hands down. It's, well, it's no longer scary, right? Um, I'm done. I'm done. I know I'll stay with my wife. I don't want to have more kids. I got two beautiful children. That's it for me. I'm done. So, and I want to have, safe sexual experiences with my wife. And I'll tell you what, the best thing about this whole procedure is being able to have sex with your wife when she's ovulating, which is the best. She's feeling like, oh man, let's do it. And it's just great. And you're worry free 100% of the time. Well, you got to get it checked, right? So I'm making this video because I actually have to have mine checked. It's been a couple of years, I would say, that I've done it, and I never did a check again. I have to do that. But at the end of the day, it all boils down to being responsible, being the grown up in the house, and saying, man, I'm gonna do this for my family, for myself, for my wife, for everything, because it's your responsibility. And if you're worried about being less of a man by not ejaculating with the possibility to impregnate someone, you're wrong. I mean, that's what makes you the better man. You're more of a man if you make this decision thinking about the well-being of your family and the well-being of yourself and you and your wife as a couple. So yeah, so what are your experiences with a vasectomy? Are you thinking on doing it? Have you gone through the procedure? Put in the comments, how was your experience, and how do you relate to all of that? So I'm the immigrant dad, and I'm here to talk about that stuff. Let's do this together. It's a discussion, right? We're not here to do it alone. Being a dad is a hard gig. We all agree with that. So if you could help each other out, you'd be great for everyone, right? Peace.